Well, hello everyone, welcome back to PlayFrame and Subnautica, and our base, home base, which we're leaving to head to, as you can see, Outpost Northeast, which is a bad outpost name. We'll come up with something better later on. We're just going descriptive to start. Also, I got a notification for a new addition to our fish tank, and I'm not sure I care for it, but it is very small. Cuter when small. I'm sure you'll agree. And now we do have one more egg to consider adding in here, so why not? A little cramped in here, perhaps, but it's a very big tank. And they are all very small. What a chaotic thing we have created. Anyway, I would like to go out and, how's this doing, by the way? Let's try picking a couple of these and see how they do. Pretty good, I bet. It's pretty cool. You could just, like, if you wanted to have a little base somewhere that was like too deep, couldn't get sun, didn't have any thermal power sources nearby to take advantage of, and didn't want to invest in a full-on nuclear power setup, you could just get one of these babies set up, take a fruit out there to plant, get yourself a tree, and hopefully that'd provide all you need for a moderate-sized base. Cool how many different solutions you have to approaching the same problem. Anyway, we've got an outpost to finish fleshing out. And also some food that I don't need to bring all of this. Can leave some of this here. Though I will bring some because I don't have any out there right away, and I don't know how soon I will. Do we have... We'll find more out there. I am second-guessing my initial thought of, oh, we should add a moon pool to this place, since we'll be using a sea moth, I assume, in the future to shuttle gathered materials back and forth. But this is just probably a smaller outpost I'm setting up here. It mostly just has to have storage, survival basics, and maybe a scanner room, and that's kind of it. I could see making several smaller outposts kind of fanning out from this central base. Just kind of fanning out in all different directions, so we've got something, or maybe not just sticking to, like, branching out in spokes from the base. Maybe just setting them up where it seems like it would make sense. There's stuff nearby that would be good for gathering and retrieving. And I could see making a handful of more robust bases in places that are otherwise more of a pain to travel back and forth between, or harder to get to, or whatever else. And those could probably use moon pools in a more robust setup. Temporary outpost probably doesn't need to support a moon pool, though. And by temporary, I mean just a place that I'm not spending much time in overall, not like a place that I'm meaning to scrap as soon as I'm done with the alien facility below. There we are. Humble, but this time by design. So we'll park you here. We got a fabricator in here. We should go ahead and get a simple wall locker to start, which needs more titanium, but we can work on that. I do have some supplies in here for building fancier things as needed. But I don't think I need them right this instant. I do see more things to scan, though. Free titanium. I needs it. And I definitely should bring the prawn out here to mine stuff like that. But that can be later. Finish making you. Maybe get all the stuff that I've got stored in the sea moth in here where it's a little less destructible. Okay. I think we should check out those caves some more, because we have our Pathfinder now. So odds of mortality slightly reduced. Slightly. Ooh. Yes. Yes.
New blueprint acquired.
Let's go ahead and survey the damage in terms of what we're going to need to pull together to build this thing. Wherever it is. 3 plasteel ingots is a lot. 3 enameled glass is also, like, this is all achievable. It's a lot of stuff, but this is all very achievable. We could totally build ourselves a Cyclops soon. That might not be my priority today. We might get to it, and if we don't get to it today, we're definitely getting to it early next week, because I am ever so curious to see that thing in action. But I kind of want to poke around out here. Oh, hey, another of you. Might as well. Ours at home needs a friend. Come back here. Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Let's find our cave entrance. Figured I might as well use the moth for this. At least for the initial diving, before it starts getting too narrow, because I'm sure I will want some easily accessible oxygen on my way out. Okay, let's get this equipped. And here, we'll fire one there. Start leaving some breadcrumbs this time. All right, handy. Handy. Another here. That's nice. That will be useful. I think this might even be the room we died in, potentially. Ooh. Another friend. You know, we've already got one of these, but it is pretty much one of the best kinds. Ah, there's our stuff. Beautiful. Seems to just have been like 1 diamond and 1 lithium, too. They are pretty lenient with penalties on death, which I appreciate. I don't feel like tension is the thing this game struggles to create. Definitely some good mining in here, though. Our lithium problems, I won't say they're over, but they'll be considerably lessened. Once we get the prawn in here. Hello. Yeah, I think we're gonna need the prawn for investigating further. I'm seeing some very glowy red things in there, though, and that intrigues me. Let's get out of here, follow our breadcrumb trail, which should work. Oh, hey, hang on. Yay, never mind. Leaving is for suckers. Much better. This, though, how far in can I go before it starts melting me? Not super far, and when it goes off, that'll probably hurt. Maybe? Can I safely grab this? Should I? Oh, that's not an item, that's just lava. I see. But also new creature eggs. And an abundance of rubies. Come on, grab. It is getting a little spicy down here, though. Might be more safe to investigate further down there with a suit. A little bit more oxygen. But yeah, given it's getting a little volcanic down there, there's almost certainly more to see, but probably best done with some protective wear. Very nice. Yeah, I was wondering when I was going to hit a point where it felt like that Pathfinder tool was necessary, because most of the caves I'd encountered prior to this point hadn't been nearly as long or windy. Definitely necessary out here, though. Cool. Okay. Neat. Let's drop some stuff off, and then I want to investigate more of these little... I guess they're a kind of mushroom. It's... I don't know what to call them, but I like them. And I've not looked around there very much. Let's offload some things. And maybe see if we can get our scanner room built.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We'll definitely need some more power to do so effectively, but... yeah, let's go and do that. Let's see now. Get another of these placed. Good enough. Need more of something, though. Quartz, probably. Probably quartz. But then we'll probably actually need some of that for this as well. Nope, we can do this. All right. Scanner room. We'll branch you off this way, I guess. And you'll be soaking up all our power in no time. And hull strength, for that matter. I guess there's fixes for this. There we go. Need quartz. It's always something you're out of, huh?
30 seconds.
That'll help. Yeah. All right. Ooh, and what a very different environment surrounding us now. That's cool. With all sorts of different things. Well, it's mostly the same things to find, but more of them. And a different variety. Later. I'm feeling impatient. I know there's a lot to explore around, and that will be happening. Have our cameras been stolen already? I think they have. So it always goes consistently every time. I'm kind of eager to try to get into that last door down in the alien base. Maybe it's time for me to run back home real fast to grab the keys we'll need, maybe an ion cube as well, just in case. And see if we can get ourselves back in there. See how easy it is to find that spot again from this forward outpost, because I'm ever so curious. Let me get stocked up, and our adventure will begin. I really do appreciate with their building system that deconstructing anything you've made does refund everything, and that's really nice. They didn't have to be that nice with it, but it does make you feel a lot safer going and just building a thing, even if you don't know if you're gonna want it long term. Maybe I eventually find out, hey, this is not actually that helpful having this base here. It'd be useful having it 300 meters that way or whatever. That's fine. Just scrap this, take those materials, build it over there. It's quite nice. I love that flexibility. Okay, but we're in here. So this is the checkpoint we've been in most recently. We've got one of each key, two of these in case we need them. We've got our stasis rifle, spare battery in case it's needed. I think we're in business. I hope we're in business. Let's find out if we're in business. Let's also find out if we can even find the spot again. Like the entrance to that cave. Because we have no guarantee of this. I wonder if I can scan these things. I may have already. Nope. Bulb bush. What do they do? This aquatic species has evolved to grow in deep, sandy environments and to conserve its hydration levels against relatively extreme external temperatures. The root system can fragment the shale rock it grows onto to form a deep anchor point, allowing predators to graze but not easily uproot the entire plant. This grazing will tend to dislodge parts of the plant, and each section's capable of growing into a fully formed adult plant, explaining the concentrations of bulb bushes in some parts of the world. Edible in small quantities, high water content. Oh, that's nice. Water isn't really an issue so much anymore, but still nice. All right. Mostly northeast, but a little bit north remains our heading. And then down. First a little down, but then a lot down. And another vent. They really are giving us a lot of clues to find this place, which I do appreciate. There's the big wreck we explored. Which means that our entrance should not be super far away. Ah, so there are some of you out here. Great. Okay. Minorly concerning, but we have our shocks. Wonder why we didn't bump into them at all last time. Just lucked out, maybe. Jelly ray egg discovered. That's much more pleasant than discovering a crab squid in your tank. Ow. We may get pounced by our large Leviathan friend, but we have zaps. This is just the same wreck. Yep. We're gonna need to find a way further down. Here we go. This, I think, is what we were looking for. Maybe. No? No, this is feeling promising. I don't know if it's the same caves we exited from last time through, but I do feel less exposed in them, and that's nice. I do wonder if I've traveled a little too far away from home to enter the caves that I'm actually looking for, though, because those were like 1,700 meters away from home, I feel like, roughly. I forget exactly when I took the measurement, but like... Yeah, I feel like we emerged, found this shortly after. But where did we emerge from? Gotta find it again. Boy, finding that cave again is turning out to be quite the challenge. Yeah, there's enough of these swimming around that just scooting around out here is not feeling wise. I'm doing it anyway currently, but that doesn't mean I believe it to be wise. And it also sort of suggests that, this is not exactly a safer route. If there's big sea moth-eating leviathans this way, then, boy, that does just go down, huh? But yeah, if large leviathans this way, maybe that's really no better than my other entry point. And given I can't with any guarantees...
Entering ecological dead zone.
Oh.
Adding report to databank.
Do tell. Geological scans of this area show a steep decline in all directions. This data is consistent with the theory that the Aurora crashed on the edge of a 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer volcanic crater. It has likely been millennia since an eruption reached the surface, encouraging the ecosystem within the crater to flourish. The ecology of the trench surrounding the crater supports only 2 kinds of life, microscopic and Leviathan class. Exploration is ill-advised. Yeah, I'm increasingly getting that sense as well. Maybe it's time to see if we can survive a return trip. If we see a cave entrance on the way, sweet. At this point, I am counting on no such thing. Wait. Hello. What are you? Wait. Am I just literally under Island 1 right now? I am. What? Oh. Yeah, guess a lot closer to, that first alien outpost than I realized. Cool, I guess. Go away. Yeah. There do be Leviathans about. Hello. What if? I feel like this is going to be nothing. Or just... okay. Do you mind? Sit tight, bud. For a long time. If you don't mind. Hope that holds him. Let's leave. We got enough problems out here. Yeah, if I could confidently find our entry point, or our previous exit point, I suppose. To that deep sea dive from here, then it might be the safer route. But if I can't guaranteed find it, then not safer. We'll just have to take our beacon with us this time. So that next time we emerge through there, we can find it more easily. Okay. That was a bust. Let's try going in through the normal way. Love being back here. Like, it's very pretty. I just know that there's also some mean things down here that don't love it when I use headlights to see. I guess they're a little further in. Hopefully I can find my way down again, no problem. It felt like a pretty straight shot at the time. But then I was just kind of going wherever my random sense of direction led me, so, we'll see if it repeats the trick. Alright, we got... Hey, alright, some visibility is back. With the acid flow. Love that, but this is definitely where we're going to start seeing crab squids. But maybe so long as we kind of keep a distance and don't flash our brights at them, and they'll just clip into the world and they'll be fine. Could be fine. Let's see, there's our big skeleton. Love it. Still rad. You are also still rad, but from a distance. Let me get that Island 2 beacon off screen now that I'm not using it to find the entrance I know how to find. Let's find that base. And our little checkpoint base outside it. Need that too. Gotta find the cave that lets us dive deeper. While not getting eaten by something large. And shouty. Yeah. Startled me, bud. Careful. I appreciate that they don't seem quite so aggressive, at least while I'm in the moth. Whoop. Didn't know you could swim in that stuff. Not 100% sure you're supposed to. I don't know where that thing is, but I'm gonna move. Maybe even find some better place to go. Is this the... I think this is right. So easy to get turned around in these darn caves. Huh? Infection spreads to y'all too, huh? I see. Is this... This is a dead end. Okay. Sorry, I know it is harder to see without the headlights. But I must once again stress, it is also harder to get eaten or grabbed by at least one kind of mad fish out here without the headlights. And that seems a pretty good trade-off to me. In my opinion. Yeah, I feel like I'm just heading up here. This is not... This may be another great way to get to where I'm trying to go. You can just leave me alone, though. You're not going to, but I'd prefer you would. Ooh, that's a new one. But it does also have a crab squid near it, which makes me a little more hesitant. Like, I do want to check that out. I'm just also not 100% confident it is leading me... Like, I know this way eventually leads me down to that base. I just need to find my opening to dive further down. Which is around here somewhere. in the general vicinity of the shouty one. This might be what I'm looking for. This feels promising. Just kind of follow the river. That's why they call them river what's-its, isn't it? Hang on. River Prowler. Yeah, it's the river of the... river of this stuff. Of the acid. Didn't put that together right away. There it is. Found you again. And there is our tiny little checkpoint. Safe and sound. Some people, I am 100% confident, set up like a full proper base down here. Not here exactly, but like down in this biome, they've set up a fully functioning base and made themselves at home. Which, impressive, but also seems like a stressful life.
Warning, emergency power.
Right. Okay, we've got our checkpoint now. Don't store water, that's not what I'm going for here. We've got cubes in case we need them, keys, one of which we definitely need.
Oxygen production offline.
I'm very excited to see what's through that room. Let's leave the sea moth here. We know how to get in. Although I guess the moth, there's no leviathans. Okay, assuming that river snake that kind of like tapped us but then moved on wasn't a fluke, and it may have been, but assuming it wasn't, then that means they are not going to pose a huge threat to the sea moth. I mean, they could, but they're not going to like instantly break it. They may not even be that interested in attacking the moth specifically. The warper will try to boot us out of it, which is fine. But I feel like that does mean I can at least bring this closer. Not much closer, because the warper will kick me out of it, and that's just going to create a problem. We'll just leave it parked here. Then start getting a little closer in. Try it, I dare you. I have a timeout gun with your name on it. And we're back. Beautiful. There was more stuff to scan in here. I don't know how I missed it multiple times. Rib cage samples. A display case containing an array of rib cages harvested from the indigenous life forms. There's a particular focus in this instance on vertebrate skeletal structures. While some of these skeletons match organisms encountered on the planet so far, most cannot be matched with confidence, suggesting either that there are species out there not yet accounted for, or that they have become extinct since these samples were collected. Okay, I did scan theoretically all the rest of this stuff. We'll see how true that proves to be. Where is our locked door? No, it was earlier on. In this place. But where? Maybe it was in here. We go. Insert tablet. Boom. Force field open. And?
Integrating new PDA data.
Specimen research data. A catalog of information on the organisms previously contained within the alien facility. A number of entries have been translated. Lovely. Small herbivore gamma. This entry seems to reference the common peeper. Shows no immunity to infection. Death commonly occurs within 4 days. Shows symptom remission on exposure to enzyme 42, but symptoms quickly recur. Shows advanced learning behaviors. Shows some capacity to transmit enzymes to other specimens. Leviathan embryos. Adult specimen too large to study in containment. Egg specimens acquired from nesting site. Embryos show no sign of immunity. Death commonly occurs within 3 weeks. Small sample of eggs has been retained for continued high-priority research on Leviathan hatching mechanisms. Large carnivore theta. Off-site lab established to study remains. Shows some potential for immunity to infection, but physical remains so far proved insufficient for full reconstruction. Unidentified Leviathan. This Leviathan species has been assigned designator Sea Emperor. Bone samples from Emperor specimens indicate some potential for Kara immunity. Single specimen captured for study at purpose-built containment facility, constructed in volcanic region at depth 1.4 kilometers. My goodness. Assessment. While it is unlikely that the Emperor specimen is still contained within the facility described, it may be possible to acquire further data there on the aliens' attempts to develop a vaccine. Okay, so that's where we're having to go next. Boy, that's deep. Nearly twice as deep as this. I think we're going to need a Cyclops for that. At least. Whew. Well, with that, I think we are wrapped up here. And we've been going for a bit, so we should probably try to get ourselves out of here. Maybe I can find... I'm torn. We are down here, and I did see that... if I could find it. I did see that other area that we could try venturing that had the other old skeleton, the old skeletal remains. Maybe we should peek. We are all the way down here. So if we first go this way... Yeah. How much of this are we able to investigate without making something mad? There are some predators around for sure. Oops. Careful. We should see if we can, like, scan this, though. Ow. Hot. Hot down here. Sea dragon skeleton. Oh, so that's what these are. Sea dragons. The semi-intact skeletal structure of a Leviathan-class predator. There is clear evidence of massive physical trauma to the head. The damage is so severe it was likely the cause of death and must have occurred somewhere nearby. Damage is consistent with a high-speed collision with a solid object. A lot of that going around, seems like. Something in the environment has helped to preserve these remains, but calcium decay suggests an approximate time of death 1,000 years ago. Bone growth suggests the creature was in the egg-laying stage of its life cycle. Oh. Huzzah. For me and all of us. But yeah, kind of toasty down here, seems like. I wonder how well the prawn handles acid. Are these eggs? No, it's a different kind of coral. Well, I gotta see. Ow. Hot. Oh, this is just table coral in a very hot place. Makes sense. No, I don't want to upgrade the sea moth. I want to get in the sea moth. Different. Hello. What have we here? I don't see anything threatening, and it looks rad. I'm just nervous is all.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Right. Mustn't be forgetting that. Gotta be somewhat careful, too. I don't... If I die down here, getting back down here without a sea moth would be a challenge. Maybe we'll just stay a little closer to the ceiling. But I gotta scan some of this. Got to. And we'll just keep ourselves out of the way. So bright. Giant cove tree. Intensely bright. A vast tree encountered in a deep cove, and the only one of its kind encountered on the planet. The tree is surrounded by rays grazing on its pink outer leaves. A hardy, fast-growing bark covers the outside of the tree. Minuscule organisms inhabit the notches in the surface. The tree's branches are wrapped around a number of maturing eggs, belonging to the species designated ghost leviathan. Whoa. This tree appears to be an ancient nesting ground. The eggs were laid when the tree was young, and now the branches protect and grow with them as they await the right conditions to hatch. I hope that doesn't occur, but I'm pretty interested at the possibility of maybe taking one of those home with, unless that's one of them, in which case, maybe a little large. Will not fit in the pocket. I think that might be the situation. So cool, though. What a rad find. Is there anything else to be scanned or grabbed? Really not. This feels like too cool of a thing to just poke with the knife, you know? Besides, I don't think I could grow a seed of this at home. It would not fit. Does this hurt? I worry it may. No. Just a little layer of mist. Oh, we are going to need some of this eventually, though. Nickel is a medium-hard, ductile metal used extensively in production of strong metal alloys. It has applications throughout the construction industry, essential for advanced fabrication. I'll be having that. We are below the depth that our prawn could safely go as well until we find some more materials like that. Good find, though. I do sort of feel like this place is lulling me into a false sense of security. That will immediately be yoinked away. But until that point, we are snatching everything that is not nailed down. Hot. Yeah, okay, that's the source of the hot. Gotcha. Probably better get some fresh air, or the closest equivalent. What a cool room.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I'm curious now of what, like, the best approach for going further, like, deeper is. Like, we got this cave system that I'm finding routes further and further and further in and downward, which is rad. I feel like this might not be the floor of it, but I've not spotted another cave opening that leads further down yet. I may still. Nickel? Yes, please. Uranite I can find kinda anyway. I guess I'll grab it, but I've not had trouble finding that. This, though, might just be quartz that looks a little green. If I can find some more nickel before we leave, that will be amazing. Yes. Okay, pockets are pretty full at this point, although, since we're down here, hang on. I guess we can't really go deeper. There is further, though, here. And going much further may require deeper, but I'd love to at least get a peek. Oh, there's our drop-off. This, I think, might be where deeper begins. Hang on. Just making sure that's still the... Cool. Okay. The rays I'm cool with because they seem cool with me. Is this deeper or is this... Okay, no, this is just sort of a puddle here. This, though, is going deeper. So yeah, this is where... Oh, getting toasty. All right. Noted. Noted. Yep, and there's a warper as well. This is definitely a thing to be investigating more later. I think we'll need a Cyclops for it. And potentially a lot more than that. I don't know. But we'll need at least that because we are very much at the limit of what a sea moth can do. As far as I'm aware, there is not a more upgraded depth module for this vehicle than this. If there is, I have not found the blueprints for it. What a cool find, though. Maybe next time I'm passing through, I will try to take a sample from the tree. I don't really expect it to work, but I know I gotta be passing back through anyway. So we'll be back. Let me go back to the alien facility and then past it Let's find our exit again, and this time try to mark it with a beacon. I'm feeling more confident about my ability to get back down here in the future, but I would still love to have options. Tense as it is being down here, boy, what cool looking biomes. There's another one of those big angries. Let's leave it alone. Someday we'll scan it. Today's not that day. Today we focus on extraction of ourselves from this cave. See, look at that. That's so cool. Didn't really notice that my last time coming through here. Or maybe I didn't come out through this way last time at all, because who knows, I might be getting a little lost. That seems worth scanning, though, if I can. Can't. Boo. I will have to settle for escape. Okay. 400 and climbing, and I'm hearing warpers. I was going to say reapers, but warpers is also satisfactory as an answer. What if I just sort of head up? I'd love to find somewhere safe to... Okay, home... This cave is definitely fewer than 2,000 meters in distance away. Somewhere down below here. This is not as close as I'd like to place it, but it's gonna have to do. Boom. Beacon. We're going.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Grumpy ocean. Let's go home. We've earned it. Our base has to be, our other, like, little base has to be so close to this. This looks exactly like that biome that's, like, right at its front door. Yeah, I'm, like, headed right toward it, I think. If I've got my sense of direction sorted, and I very well may not. Wow, this looks cool. Just more of the caves underneath this stuff. Do you mind? I saw you trying to sneak a little bite of my sea moth. Yeah, where's my... So for that beacon that I just placed there, which is now about 600 meters away, where is our outpost? There it is. I knew I was close to it. So just a little further out. Like, we had the idea. I think I just went too far away from this outpost and then started trying to find it against a wall. is my suspicion. But I feel a little too chicken to go back out there and try to find the cave again. We left a beacon pretty close. I'm confident we can pull it off. I gotta get all this stuff home. We have a lot of nickel now. Ah. Yay! Sunlight. I see now why whales do it. It's pretty fun. They've really got the right idea. You guys should try this. It's very calming. Whee! I'm starting to wonder then. So like if venturing deeper is going to involve not just going to... Sorry, it's really dark. I forgot I can have headlights on without drawing attackers. But, right. I've been kind of thinking of going deeper up to this point as largely being an exercise in venturing out, and then just like as the sea floor gets deeper, we just keep on exploring further down, further out, further down, further out, further down. That whole idea. It's increasingly seeming like into caves is where we need to go if we're really wanting to venture deeper more easily without making ourselves very exposed to an abundance of leviathans, apparently. So I'm now starting to think that if we are to build another proper, actual real base, as our, like,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
kind of second layer down. Like if this is our main home base, that'll be bigger and fancier than any of our others. This is headquarters. If we're going to build another base that is sort of our next forward, like, outpost, stronghold, for advancing further and deeper, I feel like some of these are growing a little larger. And I don't know if I care for it. So long as they stay chill, I guess. But yeah, I wonder, if I were to build a second base, what layer would I want to put it in? Because there's like the blood oil plant forests, which is kind of like the first new biome layer I find when I go down into caves, which has some warpers, but not a lot else. Then we find our way down into... I'm getting tired of that pop-up. Then we find our way down into sort of the Acid River area, and that has a lot of dangerous, mean things in it. But we could still find a nook of it that's reasonably safe to build another little outpost. Or we could try to just push past that, get all the way down to near that tree and build a base there. There's not a lot of stuff to work with for building there, though. I'm gonna have to think about this. It could be that we just start by building small outposts to begin with, and then, like, depending on the vibes I get from some of those places I put them, we can expand. We can choose an outpost to expand to something larger, with a moon pool and a little more to work with, to where we don't have to run all the way back here if we're wanting to restock and prepare for another venture down. I will have to think. And get a new one of these going. Nickel. Yes. So we know that that's required at the very least for some prawn upgrades. Let's just look and see real quick, as long as we're going way too long anyway. This, I don't think, is the place to be looking. Yeah, you know what? We got blueprints in here. So yeah, for the Cyclops, that's not too bad. I can get us stocked up on everything we need to build the Cyclops by Monday. Easy. And that's exciting. And then we'll need to, So did you just, like, in order to build the Cyclops, you just have to find all these other components? And you don't really build the components, you just have to find all three. And once you find all three, then Cyclops blueprint unlocked? Kind of seems like that's the way. And then some of its upgrades are pretty manageable. Depth module, expensive, but sure. Engine efficiency, not even that expensive. Shield generator, probably smart. Fire suppression system. What? Well, I don't know where to find crystalline sulfur yet anyway. Thermal reactor module converts environmental heat energy into electrical power. Oh, cool. I don't know what kyanite is, so that one can wait. Yeah, bronze suit depth module also needs kyanite, so we're out of luck on that one as well. We got what we need to get depth module Mark II, that's awesome, but kyanite needed for Mark III. We can create a depth module for the prawn suit now with our nickel ore, and that's awesome. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make that, assuming I got enough to make a plasteel ingot, and I might not. Not sure. Depth module. Yeah. Because this thing could go to 900 out the gate. I'm kind of nervous trying to take it down that far. But maybe that's what's necessary. Maybe at a certain point, you just kind of hit the limit of what a sea moth can do, and you got to switch it up to the prawn. Or, alternatively, Cyclops. Or both. I don't know. So how far could this take you? 1,300, my goodness. Seems like enough for now. That's already so much further than I've gone. What a game, man. Real cool. So yeah, I will spend a little time over the weekend gathering up materials again, using my new fancy drill arm, which will help a lot with various ores and things. Get all stocked up, get everything we need to make a Cyclops and some upgrade modules for it, and take that for a spin on Monday. Then maybe get myself enough supplies to build some more little outposts, and we can try making some little staging bases going further down and deeper. I don't know if I'm getting too obsessed with going deeper down this route too quickly. Like, there's probably a lot more stuff on the surface that I should be checking out in the various biomes I haven't spent a lot of time in. But now I'm getting very, very curious. I'll let you know on Monday. Have a good weekend, y'all. I'll see you Monday for something cool no matter what. Goodbye!